3 years ago, I was a traditional biblical scholar who believed in the historical accuracy of Scripture. Then I encountered an archaeological discovery that changed everything. I'm Dr. Michael Harrison, and I'm about to share the moment that transformed my understanding of how God actually developed throughout history. It started with a simple inscription found at Kuntilet Ajrud. I bless you by Yahweh of Samaria and his Asherah. At first, I tried to explain it away. Maybe it was referring to a sacred tree, or perhaps it was a scribal error. But the more I researched, the more evidence I found that this wasn't an anomaly. It was the norm. The archaeological record was overwhelming. Thousands of female figurines in Israelite homes, similar inscriptions at multiple sites, household shrines that included both Yahweh symbols and goddess imagery. The evidence was clear. For centuries, ordinary Israelites worshipped Yahweh alongside his divine consort, Asherah. This discovery forced me to confront a fundamental question. If the archaeological evidence contradicts traditional religious narratives, which source should we trust? The answer led me on a journey that completely transformed how I understand the development of monotheism. My initial response was denial. I spent months trying to find alternative explanations for the inscriptions. Maybe his Asherah referred to a sacred grove, not a goddess. Maybe the figurines were children's toys, not religious objects. But every avenue of research led to the same conclusion. The evidence for goddess worship in ancient Israel was undeniable. The breakthrough came when I realized I was asking the wrong question. Instead of trying to explain away the evidence, I needed to understand what it revealed about how religion actually develops. This shift in perspective opened up an entirely new understanding of ancient Israelite religion. I realized that the biblical texts weren't trying to preserve historical accuracy. They were creating theological unity. The editors skillfully wove together competing traditions, preserving diverse perspectives while crafting a narrative that could adapt to changing circumstances. The contradictions I'd been taught to explain away were actually evidence of this editorial brilliance. The implications were staggering. If Yahweh had evolved from a minor storm deity through competition with other gods, absorbing their characteristics and followers, then monotheism wasn't a sudden revelation. It was a gradual, contested process that took centuries to complete. This realization didn't diminish my respect for religious traditions. It deepened it. Understanding how human communities actively wrestle with ultimate questions, how they adapt ancient insights to new circumstances, and how they create meaning systems that provide hope and purpose across generations. This revealed religion as a fundamentally creative and adaptive human endeavor. The archaeological evidence showed that Yahweh's evolution from local deity to universal God represented one of humanity's most remarkable theological achievements. The process involved competition, syncretism, political maneuvering, and brilliant editorial work, all guided by the deep human need for transcendent meaning. I discovered that the Hebrew Bible isn't just a collection of ancient writings. It's a masterfully constructed document that preserved competing traditions while creating a unified narrative that could adapt to any circumstance. The editors incorporated religious diversity rather than eliminating it, creating a text that could speak to different audiences across thousands of years. What amazed me most was discovering that this evolutionary process hasn't ended. Modern Christianity, Judaism, and Islam all represent different adaptations of ancient Yahweh worship to new cultural contexts. Each generation faces the challenge of maintaining connection to ancestral wisdom while addressing contemporary needs. This research revealed that religious traditions are living, evolving systems rather than static doctrines. The fact that Yahweh once had a divine partner, that monotheism developed gradually, and that the Bible preserves competing traditions doesn't threaten modern faith. It reveals how religious communities have always adapted to changing circumstances. Understanding this process helped me appreciate the remarkable resilience and adaptability of religious traditions. The same creative forces that transformed a minor storm god into the foundation of three major world religions continue to operate today, helping communities navigate new challenges while maintaining connections to transcendent meaning. The archaeological evidence shows that this adaptive capacity has been religion's strength throughout history. Rather than being threatened by new discoveries, religious communities can embrace them as evidence of their traditions' remarkable ability to evolve while preserving ancient wisdom. Ready to discover how archaeological evidence is revolutionizing our understanding of religious development? The Warrior God reveals the complete transformation story. Get your copy today through the link in the description.